I think the first thing is you need to try. Yeah, it's I think it's the most important thing, and also you need to test because there's some misconception that the one who use your product and the one who pay for your product is different. Especially, it's very common in education market. The one who pay for your product is usually the school principal, the school, the government, and the one who use your product is a different group of people, just student, teachers, or even parents. So you need to think about who is your customer and who is your users. I think you need to very careful about that. And the other is for some people they think firstly you think they are not your user, but at the end they will use your product is very strange. So you need to test, you need to make the interview and finding the feedback of the user and customers.
You mentioned about a lot about testing, so like, can I ask you like more about the methodology of the testing? Like, do you use minimum viable product or any testing methodology, or is there like any methodologies that's really specific to the education market?
I don't think so, because it's very common and there's very systematic or theoretically said that you need to have a standard test, standard survey for your. It's very common in any design thinking courses, I think, but and it's the same as the thing you learn in school is theory, but the real thing is you need to talk to your customer and find out what is their main problems and find out how your product and any solution can help them. Of course, the minimal viable product may help, but sometimes you can just think bad to think that there's a minimal viable product, but at that time, it's just a patch or just a temporary solution for you at that time. But I think testing and see how the feedback of teachers, the student, the user, I think it's most important to see is your solutions whether can help them to really make the learning and teaching process more easier, more efficient, and especially is whether your solution make the student learning happily and more engaging. I think it's much more important than how much they learned. I think keeping the student more curiosity is most important in any education process.
Yeah, I do agree. And also, like, we also know that you have like really experience in physics, synthetic biology, and also hardware hacking. Like, as a professional, like, how do you find these intersection of like different academic disciplines useful in your career? Like, is it what inspired you to come up with this startup?
At that time, I think most of the things drive me to learn different subject is curiosity. But after a few years later, after I graduate from university, I read a book and and mentioned about the Elon Musk, one of my idols, and he mentioned a term called the expo journalist. It means you need to expert and really understand a few subjects made deeply. Just like for me, I have a PhD in physics. I learned that very deeply, and at the same time, you need to learn different topics widely and more in different ways. So I think for me, being expert journalist is one of my goal and one of my interests because I would like to learn different things and find the common things and find how different subjects and how they relate and how they solve other to each other. Just like for a topic called bionics, it's a very common subject in biology. It means we refer to nature to solve the engineering problems. It's just like Airbus in their new aircraft. For their war, traditionally they use the aluminum and stack it in very systematically. But after that, they refer to bionics. They refer to the structure of the tree. and make the structure of aluminum irregular and refer the structure of tree. And they found that they could reduce the amount of the materials and make the airplane lighter and but more stronger. So I think finding different topics and subjects, their common things is very important to make the solution interesting.